Welcome back to our 20 foot by 20 foot shed project using Sketchup for Schools. In this episode, we're going to create our garage door, and instead of a normal garage door, this is going to be kind of a DIY carriage garage door. So it's going to be made out of 2x6 and 2x4 boards. Well, 2x6 boards and then 1x4 boards. So this is going to be the end result. We will be using the follow me tool in order to create the actual door frame. Then we'll create the individual boards and place them in there. So similar to the window in our last episode, but a little bit more woodworking than we have in our previous episodes in this project. So I'm going to go ahead and hide our finished door and go ahead and get started working on our actual trim. So just like our window, we're going to create the little look that we're going to use the follow me tool in order to take it around our door. So I'm going to take my tape measure. I'm going to create a 0.75. Take the tape measure from that point over, making sure that our line is red. This is going to be 0.75. Go over here to the other side, again using my mouse and my keyboard in order to move around. 0.75. And then from here over, we're going to do 3.75. I want to click on my foundation, right click. I'm going to go ahead and lock it. Take my rectangle tool and let's go in here and connect all of our dots. Before we go and use the follow me tool around, we need to make a few adjustments to our shape. First thing I want to do is add a 0.25 line here. I want to just click twice really quick there in order to make a guide here. Select your rectangle tool and draw in a small little box here and a small little box here. So our door is going to sit here, and so our doorway is going to be 1.5 inches from this guide right here. So from here over, I want to type in 1 inch, and then go from here down. We'll do 1/2 inch. Take your rectangle tool and draw in a rectangle. Select your eraser tool and let's go ahead and erase all of our guides. Here I want to erase these two corners right there. Erase that line, erase the guides, erase this line, erase those two lines, and erase that line. So if I click on this shape, the entire thing should select, and that's what you want. Really quick, select the L key for the line tool. Go from corner to corner. Once you get down here to the very bottom, hit escape, which is the upper left-hand corner button, in order to deselect it. I want to turn off my walls so that I can see my line, which is what we want. Hit the space bar to bring up the selection tool. hold down Shift, click on our 3 lines, making sure that you have nothing else selected. Select the Follow Me tool. If you have the Push-Pull tool up first, you will need to select that first before you go in here and click on the Follow Me tool. Click on that, and now we have our door shape or door trim. With the space bar, come in here, triple click on it, right click, and make that a group. Over here on in the outline panel, let's go ahead and rename this. This is going to be garage door trim. Next, I'm going to take my rectangle tool, and we can bring it back up the walls if we want to. But I'm going to scroll up here to the very top. Our rectangle is going to be here. So that's going to be the upper inside corner of our door. I'm going to make a rectangle all the way down here to the very bottom of my door frame. I want to create this in order to find my midpoint. So take our tape measure, go from the very far right edge or very far left edge, click on it. Let's use our middle scroll wheel and our shift key in order to come up here to the top. And let's find our midpoint, which should be around here somewhere. So here at 4 foot 11 1/4 inches. So that is our midpoint. You'll know it's the midpoint because it has that little turquoise dot. So this side is going to be a door, and this side is going to be our door. Now we're only going to create the left side, and then we'll duplicate it, turn it into a component, and take it over to the other side. I want to double click on that right there and go ahead and hit delete. We're going to take our tape measure, make sure it's green. We're going to type in 5.5, hit enter. Let's go from the very top, make sure that it is blue. 5.5. This guide from the very middle, we're going to go over. Again, it should be green. We're going to type in 5.5. Scroll down here to the very bottom. I'm going to draw a line here to help me out. Take your push-pull or take your tape measure, go up, type in 5.5, hit enter. So that is my guides for my boards. Take your rectangle tool, create our board, take your push-pull tool, pull this out, 1.5, hit enter. I'm going to triple click on it, right click, and then we'll make this a component. So garage door, 2x6 top. I'm going to take my move tool, click on the corner here, hit Control to make a copy, and I'm going to bring that down here to the very bottom. And it needs to go here. There we go. Next, take your rectangle tool, and I'm going to go from there up to there. Take your push-pull tool. Let's pull this out. Hover over our top board, hit the space bar, triple click on it, right click, and make that a component. So this is going to be our garage door, 2x6 left board. Same steps, move tool, hit control, bring it over here and line it up to your corners. Next thing we're going to do is we need that middle board. So take your tape measure. We need to find where the midpoint of this board is, which should be somewhere around here. Find your midpoint. From this point, our overall board width is going to be 5.5 inches because it's a 2x6. So we're going to go 2.25 up. And then 2.25 down. I'm going to take my line tool, draw a cross. Again, once you go across, you can hit escape in order to deselect it. Just going to go ahead and draw my rectangle there. Take my push-pull tool and pull this across to the other side. Hover over the edge in order to inference that edge. Triple click on it, right click, make this component again. And this is going to be garage door, 2x6, middle board. So now we have our frame for our garage door. These middle pieces are going to be 1x4s. So hovering over this top left here, I'm going to take my tape measure and I want to find the middle point of my board. So 13/16. That doesn't sound right. Three-fourths. There we go. Much better. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go up 5/8. Once we find the midpoint, we're going to go up 3/8 and then down 3/8. We do that because that is going to be our 3/4 of an inch overall, which is our 1x4 actual measurement. The width of our 1x4 is going to be 3.5. Take our rectangle tool, draw in our rectangle, select the push-pull tool, and let's bring that all the way up to the top of our door. Triple click on it, right click, make that a component. It's going to be garage door. This is going to be a 1x4, and this is going to be the slats. To quickly fill this out, we're going to select our door, take our move tool, hit control to make a copy, move it over, type in X, and I'm going to type in 12 to begin with, scroll out, move, I actually need 13, so I'm going to hit X 13, and there we go. Again, I could continue doing that all day long as I don't click any of the tools on the left or do anything else inside SketchUp other than using my middle scroll wheel and my shift button in order to pan around. If I actually come over here and actually clicked on the orbit tool or anything, it would not allow that, the array tool. So at that point, I want to come over here and I want to select all of these boards. You could do that by clicking on each one. You could come over here and click on all these as well. So you see I missed this one right here. So I'll click one, scroll down, hold down shift, click on the very bottom one. That selects all the slats. Right click on it and make a group. I want to go ahead and rename these groups, as this is going to be garage door, slats, top. Hit enter. I want to take my move tool, hover over the very top, move it, hit control. I'm going to move this all the way down. Make sure that your line is blue. You can hit the up arrow key in order to make it stick to the blue. But as long as we do that, we don't really have to measure this. So we're just going to click on right there and it will put it right where we need to. So now we have this look right here. Delete some of these guides. We have one small piece left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to take my tape measure, and from this inside piece I'm going to draw a guide at 5.5. Everything is a group, so I can draw one of these and it's not going to affect anything. And I'm going to take my rectangle tool, go from the very top here, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to just somewhere down here at the very bottom, I'm going to click. I just need it to be around this size. Take my push-pull tool, pull this out, hover over that face, and click. I'm then going to triple click on that, right click, make that a component. And this is going to be garage door, cross brace. Click OK. Now what we're going to do is select your move tool and click on the rotate tool, which is behind the move tool. We're going to hover over the very top left hand corner, click once to select that corner, scroll down to set our 0, so we're going to click again. So now I can rotate this board wherever I want to. I want to move my mouse down here, and I want to align as best I can that top edge with that corner. And for me it's around 94 or 49.6. So I'm going to do actually 49.5 is what I'm actually going to select. So 49.5, I'm going to take my line tool, right click, edit my component, and I want to draw my line along that top edge. Select your push-pull tool, push that, hover over the back edge here, and click. That'll get rid of that part. Come down here to this side, deselect that, push-pull tool, right click, close component. For the bottom brace, we're going to do the exact same steps. So 5.5, select your rectangle tool, go from the very bottom up to about halfway, push-pull tool, pull that out to hover over that face in order to inference it. Right click, or triple click on it, right click, make it that a component. So cross brace bottom, because we already have a cross brace. Take our rotate tool, hover over that bottom corner, go up, set our 0, scroll over here to the right, I didn't take mine far enough, so I need to right click, edit component, take my push pull tool, pull this up. Let's close component, and let's take our orbit tool again, or rotate tool again, and try this again. So set our point, set our 0, bring it over, .5, click. Take our line tool, right click, we want to edit that component, draw in our line, if this happens, that means my line didn't do what I needed to do. So make sure that line is intersected, zoom in if you need to. Now you can see the difference. Now these both select, hover over that back face, click, and that'll disappear. Let's go here to the very bottom, do the exact same thing, zoom in as far as you need to, use our push pull tool, hover over that smaller face in order to get it deleted. Right click, close component. Let's erase our guide, and now we have our door. Lastly, let's come over here, and I want to select all of our everything to go along with our door. So out of here, I don't want to select the trim because I don't want to double it, and I don't want to select my ground. Everything else should be selected, so right click, let's make that a group. Let's take our move tool. I want to take my corner, hit control, I'm going to drag it out here to the right, or to the left rather. Select the scale tool, which is underneath the move tool. You can also hit S. Click on this middle green button, drag it over here to the right. We're going to type in -1, hit enter. That's going to do the reverse or the mirror copy of what we have originally. Then take your move tool, hover over the bottom center, drag it over and place it there in our doorway. Lastly, we want to create a little effect, so we want to open up the door a little bit. So let's take our rotate tool again, hover over this bottom edge, hit the up arrow key in order to make it line to the blue, click once, click on the 0 point to make it a 0, and drag around to open it somewhere in that vicinity. Come over here and rename your doors. So this is garage door left, hit enter, and rename this one garage door right. So that is our garage door. Make sure you save your progress. Make sure that you have your outliner panels correct. Put in your dimensions for the door and all of that. Thank you for watching this episode. Stay tuned for more episodes in this series.